So, introduction part is over. Fine. Now, let's see what is there in the poem. So, read with me. Polythene Bag, written by Durga Prasad Panda. Hurt is such a strange polythene bag which never gets dissolved into the earth's crust. When touched, it makes a squeaky noise. When burnt, it exudes a pungent smell. When left to itself, it pollutes the environment. Just like the polythene bag, his hurt too melts down with a little touch of warmth. But deep inside the grief's garbage bin, far away from everyone's gauge, the germs of the disease keep on growing. The polythene bag remains buried within. Only the pain caused by the hurt keeps coming back again and again. Now, polythene bag, if uncared for, is very harmful. Why? Because it pollutes the environment. So the main idea here is that we have to care this mundane thing. We are using it, for decades, but we have to see what are the evil consequences of it. Fine. Now, just suppose here hurt is such a strange polythene bag. Now, here the poet, exactly using the rhetorical device called personification, because here he is giving a name to a general polythene bag. Hurt is such a strange polythene bag. Fine. And here the negative human feelings like hurt, if uncared for, harm the hurt person, जिन्हें दुख पहुंचा होता है. हर्ट मीन्स जिससे किसी के द्वारा आप दुखी हुए होते हैं. एंड द पीपल अराउंड हिम. इफ अ पर्सन इज हर्ट बाय समवन, he himself remain sad, but it also affects the surroundings also. ठीक है. And here the poem Polythene Bag touches what on the pressing environmental issue. Pressing means very urgent environmental issue. Metaphorically. Metaphorically, I have introduced in the introduction part. What do you mean by metaphors? It correlates human emotions like hurt and a very usual object like polythene bag. Thus, two dissimilar things here. Two dissimilar things are compared and correlated in a highly suggestive manner. Okay, what kind of a manner? Highly suggestive manner. Now, there is a big comparison between human emotions and a polythene bag. Is this possible to compare any emotions of a person with a polythene bag? I don't think so. So, let us look how the poet had used the different characteristics of a polythene bag and compared it with the human emotions. Fine. Now, we will figure out the most important part here, correlation between polythene bag and human beings, human feelings. So, we will start. Hurt is such a strange polythene bag which never gets dissolved into the earth's crust. So, what do you mean by earth crust? Crust means outer surface. Now, you are realizing the fact that that polythenes are non-dissolving. So, the first point is here non-dissolving, and hurt and polythene bag are never dissolved. एक बार अगर आप किसी को hurt कर देते हैं तो वो feeling उसके लाइफ टाइम उसके हार्ट में रहती है. He never forgets. तो ये बात होती है. तो इट्स इन द सेम वे वी यूज टू डम्प द पॉलीथीन बैग इन द डस्टबिन बट इट नेवर डिजॉल्व्स. ठीक है. बोथ ऑफ देम रिस्पॉन्ड टू टच, बर्निंग एंड द केयर ऑफ लेफ्ट अलोन. जैसे इमोशंस टच पे, बॉडी लैंग्वेज में हम ये जान सकते हैं कि अगर आप किसी को टच करते हैं तो बहुत सारा का टच होता है, सोशल, इंटीमेट, पर्सनल, प्राइवेट. तो टच को यहाँ इस तरह से डिफाइन किया गया है कि अगर आप किसी को पॉलीथीन को टच करते हैं तो क्या होता है, एक बहुत ही स्क्वीकी नॉइज़ आता है जो काफ़ी इरिटेटिंग लगता है. स्क्वीकी मीन्स व्हाट, शॉर्ट एंड श्रिल. आप उसको टच करते रहेंगे तो आपको आवाज़ कंटिन्यूस आते रहेगा, ठीक है. सो व्हेन टच्ड इट मेक्स अ स्क्वीकी नॉइज. व्हेन बर्न्ड इट एग्जीक्यूट्स अ पंजेंट स्मेल, ठीक है. व्हेन वी बर्न्ड इट, the polythene bag, when we burn the polythene bag, what happened, it exudes, comes what kind of a gases, a poisonous gas. You can't tolerate that. And when left to itself, when we left it uncared, you know, it pollutes the environment. In the same way, when we leave the hurt person who are, you know, hurted by someone, what happened, the person moans. Moans means feel sad, in a feeling of grief and pain, okay. So he becomes more you know, sadistic. That's why here he was becoming more sad, and the moment we decided that we don't look after the person because he was hurt, but we don't care if he is, you know, left in alienation, what happened, he become more involved in that temperament, and his temperament will become very bad, and his nature will become very bad for us. So it will, you know, it grows with the passing time. So we need to treat the person. How we can treat? With warmth. In the same way, how we can treat the polythene bag. So here I have written, see, warmth as a remedy. We will discuss this point in the theme section, okay. So come first, let's analyze the poem. Just like the polythene bag, his hurt too melts down with a little touch of warmth, but deep inside the grief's garbage bin, far away from everyone's gauge, the germs of the disease keep on growing. Now a polythene bag is as striking as a hurt person. Why? A burning polythene bag gives off a sharp and strong smell. And similarly, a hurt person burning in anger speaks out foul words. If a person, you know, feels, if a person, a hurt person burning in danger speaks out what? He uses the filthy language because he was in anger. So it totally changed the personality of a person. What? A hurt person. If he is, you know, avoided by anyone, if someone dissed him, if someone backstab a person, so what is the reaction of that person? Okay, what will be the reaction of that person? That person will become more impatient, more you know, boiling mad. You know, I have given the example in the metaphors. My brother was boiling mad, he was become more anxious, okay. And that's why we have to treat them. What is your problem? That's why counseling is very important. If someone is, you know, filled with so much of emotions and he was keep on moaning with the circumstances and nobody is there to treat him or nobody is there to listen him, so that will, you know, increase the pain of that person. That's why हम बोलते हैं कि if we share our emotions, if we share our feelings with anyone, that will somewhere, you know, that will somewhere solve the problem. So this is the condition. We human beings are a social animals. Man is a social animal. We need certain time for ourselves. We need people to talk so that we feel some kind of a relief. So here see how the poet, you know, was comparing the two things. A person burning in anger speaks out foul words, and when we burn the polythene, it gives a very poisonous and pungent smell. You know, so such kind of a relationship, that such kind of a comparison is really good. We can't think of that like. So अगर आप भी ऐसा करना चाहते हैं, if you want to write down poetry, so you can take up an object and try to correlate human nature with that product. With that an object. So in this way you can also develop your creative thinking. So that is the motto behind, you know, any session or any teaching process, so that your mind will develop in, you know, in a creative manner. So this is the most common agenda of a, you know, teaching or learning process. So I am telling you that you can practice it. If you practice it by your own, then you will realize that what in what circumstances the poet had used polythene bag, and how he had imagined to correlate human emotions with polythene bag. It's such a very absurd thing, but it's the quality of a poet. It is the his creative imagination that he had compared two things so beautifully, okay, and with a clear message for the environmental issue also. So in the same way he was doing the multiple task over here, okay. So he was giving us a multiple message exactly, in fact, okay. Now similarly, if the feelings of hurt is left uncared for, it continues to pollute the heart and mind of the hurt person as well as the people around him. So it is clear over here. Now but deep inside the grief's garbage bin, far away from everyone's gauge, the germs of the disease keep on growing. Now see, this is very important. A little hurt can melt. Now see, a little heat can melt a polythene bag. In the same way, a little warm feeling a little warm feeling of love can softens the hurt. जो hurted person है, जिन्हें बुरा लगा है, if we give some love to them, they will get rid of that anger, they will get rid of that particular situation. In the same way, a little heat can melt पॉलीथीन बैग. जिस तरह से आग लगाने से पॉलीथीन पिघल जाती है, उसी तरह से अगर कोई गुस्से में है, एंगर में है, तो इफ़ वी ट्रीट देम अफेक्शनेटली, दे ऑल्सो गेट मेल्ट. नाउ uncared state harmful. The polythene bag remained buried within. Only the pain caused by the hurt keeps coming back again and again. Now when a polythene bag is thrown into a dustbin, okay, so what happens? See, it is attacked by germs. पॉलीथीन बैग में जब डस्टबिन में फेंक देते हैं तो बहुत सारे जर्म्स अटैक होते हैं, और उससे क्या होता है, इट अल्टीमेटली इट पॉल्यूट्स द इन्वायरमेंट. सिमिलरली व्हाट हैपन इफ वी हाइडिंग द फीलिंग्स ऑफ हर्ट is no remedy. If we are not treating the feelings of a person, then we are not able to give the remedy for the exact situation. So in this way we are saying that that person also proves harmful to the harmful to the environment. तो क्या करना है, the polythene bag buried within, only the pain caused by the hurt keeps coming back again and again. Now if we not treat the problem right now, it remains forever. So if we left the polythene bag in the garbage, it will create, it will get in touch with the germs, and it ultimately pollute the environment. In the same way, if we not treat the feelings of a hurt person, it not only pollute that person himself, but also the environment. Okay, so finally only the pain caused by the hurt keeps coming back again and again. So we have analyzed at the end of the poem what is there, that how the poet had used such a comparison that if we don't treat the hurt person, he will not get rid of that emotional trauma. Okay, मानसिक तनाव से वो कभी नहीं निकल पाएंगे. और if we don't if we left the polythene bag uncared, it gets associated with the germs and diseases in the dustbin, and it ultimately pollutes the environment. So here it is a clear message that we have to we have to abide the rules of the environment, so that we will live in a very clean and pleasant atmosphere, and we can enjoy the healthy nature of the environment. And if we treat the persons surrounding us, that will also lead to the harmonious life which we are leading right now. So he had conveyed the two message here, that we have to treat each individual, and we have to take care of the emotions of our close ones and the loved ones, and we also have to clean our environment in which we are residing. So then only we can live a happy life. So somewhere with the use of polythene bag, the poet Durga Panda had beautifully used a polythene bag as a metaphors, and I think we had finally conclude the message of the poem, that we have to clean our environment, we have to clean our heart also, so that we can live happily. Okay, so this is the message of the poem. And the most important thing that we have to deal with the theme part. The theme of the poem is, first one is correlation between polythene bag and human feelings. So you have to divide the whole poem in 3 sections. You have to correlate polythene bag. You have to find out what happens when we burns it. What happens when we touch it. What happens when we leave it itself, and how these related with the emotions of human, feelings of human beings. That is very important. You have to relate that in which circumstances, in which situation we human beings react. And warmth as a remedy, as जैसे आग जलने से polythene पिघल जाता है, when we apply heat to the polythene bag, it melts. In the same way, if we give love to the human, what happened, they also get inclined towards us. वो हमारे तरफ झुक जाते हैं और उनका मनमुटाव खत्म हो जाता है. In the same way, uncared state harmful. Now here the poet was pointing a very pressing issue here, that if lived uncared, अगर हम उन्हें ऐसे ही छोड़ दें, तो what happened? It is very harmful not only to our environment but to our surrounding also, and it will also affect our self also. ठीक है? So we have to look after ourselves, our emotions and our relatives and other persons emotions which are close to us, and also to whom, the environment in which we are living. So finally we are done with the we have done with the theme part, and we are finally have the message of the poem. That what is the message of the poem? We have to know that we have to care our environment. हमें अपने environment के बारे में देखना है और अपने आप को देखना है, और किसी को भी hurt नहीं करना है. If we hurt someone, then we have to care for that. If that person will be left uncared, what happen? It will be harmful not only for him also, but ourselves also. Okay, so this is the end of the content analysis.